Alright, good evening, PA Figs here. So tonight, we are going to make bhut jolokia strawberry jam, or strawberry ghost jam. So these are the bhut jolokia, also known as the ghost pepper, that I grew in the greenhouse this year. And they look smoking hot this year. So this is one of the hottest peppers in the world. And I would say actually this is the hottest pepper that can be grown in Pennsylvania. I've tried the Carolina Reaper, I've tried a few of the ones that are supposed to be hotter, and they don't come out as hot as the ones, as the bhut jolokia. I think those really need some serious summer heat that we just don't get here in Pennsylvania. Now maybe in my greenhouse, this is the first year growing in my greenhouse, grew really well in the greenhouse. This is just, I don't know, a tenth of the peppers that I have, so I probably shouldn't even be touching these. The oil on the skin alone gets super hot. I mean, super, super hot. So I've been handling them a little bit. Let me just try my finger. Nah, there's a little bit there. Not too bad, though. I have tried one of these before, just a little bit of it. I mean, tiny, tiny little bit of it. And it was unbearable. So I do like them in jams, though. The sugar within the jams actually really calms down the heat. So you get that nice flavor with a burning sensation, you know, like that heat sensation. Not, oh my god, my tongue's on fire, but that I'm sweating here eating this. So I really like it on a biscuit with some cream cheese and then the strawberry ghost jam on top. So let's get started. Alright, so normally I'll only use 2 peppers, but last year people complained that they were not hot enough. The jellies I made. So this year I'm going to use what I have here, 8, along with a entire pack of strawberries and then some sugar and a little bit of lemon juice. So let me go ahead and get these guys all cleaned up. I need to take the stems off. Seeds are up to you whether you want seeds in them or not. I like to leave the seeds in. I feel it helps people realize that it's a pepper jelly and that it might potentially be hot. So I'm going to leave them in. But let me clean these all up. Alright, the peppers have the stems removed, and now I'm just going to toss them into my food processor. This is not something you want to do by hand, or if you do it by hand, make sure you're wearing gloves. And my fingers are already starting to burn a little bit, so I got to be a little bit more careful here. What I will tell you is that if you cut these open by hand, and you get the juice on your hand will burn, your skin will burn for days, no matter how many times you wash it. I mean, it's really kind of painful, so be careful. Alright, I gotta do the strawberries now. Okay, so now I've added about half of my strawberries, and the reason for that is I want to leave these strawberries until after I process the other ones, because I want to leave these chunky. I like a chunky jam. These ones here, because the peppers are in with them, I really need to get them nice and chopped up, because the last thing you want somebody to get is a big piece of pepper. So this is going to be pretty loud. And I'm going to let that go. I want to get it nice and chopped up. Now, if you, some people have a reaction to the peppers even in this process. The oil gets a little bit into the air, so don't be surprised if you start coughing. Do not breathe directly over this. It will make you hack like a maniac. So, I'm going to let this go, and then I'm going to wipe down the sides, and then do it a little bit longer. Alright, so now I put the rest of the strawberries in, and all I'm going to do is pulse them a little bit to get them chopped up. I don't want them real fine, I just want them pulsed. You know, I want to have chunks of strawberry in here. Alright, and that should about do it. Let's pull this off, give me 1 second. Okay, and there's the consistency I like. A little chunky. It makes a nice jam, I think, when you get the little pieces of fruit in it, and they'll melt down a little bit in the pot here as well. All right, now over pot, I've got 4 cups sugar. I'm going to add about 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, maybe a little more than 2 cups. You know, I used to do this with measuring cups and everything, but you can kind of do it by feel. You just want to get that sugar nice and melted. And add a little more sugar because I added a bit more apple cider vinegar than I expected. So about another cup of sugar to go with it here. Unfortunately, you know, you guys are probably saying, "Wow, that's a lot of sugar." Well, that's what jam and jelly is usually. especially when you're doing something like this where the fruit doesn't make up a lot of it. So Now I'm going to melt this sugar. You want to put it over kind of a medium heat. You don't want to burn the sugar. You want to stir it frequently. Once this gets melted and dissolved into here, then I'm going to mix in my strawberry ghost pepper mixture. Alright, so the sugar is nice and dissolved now, and it's time to add the strawberry ghost pepper mixture. Alright, the bhut jolokia and strawberry mixture has been added, and now you just want to keep stirring. Mix it all in nice. You'll find that you really don't need food coloring. Unfortunately, the camera's not really showing a good picture here of the true color of it. That's a little better. And just want to keep stirring. Never let it sit for more than a few minutes, and let it continue to heat up. Let those strawberries and peppers simmer into there, and then when it starts boiling, that'll be our next step. You don't want a heavy boil, you'll get foam, so just a nice light roll. I'll be back when that's ready. Alright, and while the jam combination over there is heating up, I've got the jars in the water bath, sterilizing them. It's important to do to make sure you don't get any bad nasties into your jam. The one thing I did forget to do over here is to add some lemon juice. Let me do that now. Alright, so I didn't buy a lemon, so I'm just going to use this canned stuff. Don't need a lot. This is, I don't know, I probably need any. With the cider vinegar in there, it makes it pretty acidic. But this will help maintain the color, and I don't know, it's just force of habit because I do it with all my jams, so not a big deal, just a squirt of it. And that's it. I'm going to let it heat up. Alright, next step is to add 2 of these liquid pectin pouches. Already added one, I'm going to get the other one in there. Alright, so both pouches of liquid pectin are in. Just give that a good stir. And then you actually want to bring it to a simmer for about 1 to 2 minutes. And then once that simmer is done, it is ready to go into the jars. The jars are out. I've got them resting over there, ready to be filled. So then once this is ready, I'll fill the jars with it, and then the jars will go into the hot water bath for 10 minutes. So let me go ahead and get this back up to a slight simmer. Alright, it's had this light roll for about a minute, so now I am going to move into the jars. And putting it into the jars, what helps is to use one of these jar funnels. Makes a big difference, and then I just scoop it in with a ladle. Can't hold the camera while I do that, so I'll be back. Okay, so the jars have been filled with the jelly, and now I need to cap them and put them into my water bath for 10 minutes. Okay, the jars are out of the water bath. It's been 10 minutes, and now you'll hear that popping sound, and what that is the air coming out of these guys, and all these seals, see how that one was up? They should all go down. Let's see if there's anyone else. That might be it, so I think they're all down. If not, they'll start popping. And what you want to make sure is, you know they're sealed when they cool off. If you can push this down and it's going, see how that one's going click click like that? It's kind of hard to see. See it? Click click. Okay, that should stop once it cools. If it doesn't stop, that means it's a bad seal, and you want to eat that jam. Put it in the fridge. Eat it within the month. Once the seal is on, then you can store it for. I've stored it for over a year with no problem. So, all right. We're going to try this in a little bit with dinner, or after dinner for dessert, so I'll be back with that. Alright, so we have a little bit left in the pot, so we're going to take a tiny little taste to start, just to see exactly how hot it is. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, it's hot.
It's very hot.
It's hot.
It's like burning. It's burning my throat.
I said I was going to make it a little hotter this year. It's definitely a little hotter.
It needs a little bit of...
It's tasty though. When you put it on cream cheese and a biscuit. I did buy biscuits today.
Oh, did you buy cream cheese?
Yeah. Excuse me. I did not buy cream cheese. I forgot to buy cream cheese. All right.
Long though, so that's good.
No, it doesn't say burning forever. So you ready for no scoop?
No.
No? It must be a little hot this year.
A little hot.
All right, well, that's ghost pepper jam. Strawberry ghost pepper jam. Ooh, that's hot still. These are still hot. They're starting to set up in there. It's going to take a while, probably overnight for them to fully cool. A little watery. I'm starting to wonder if I should have let them thicken a little bit before I added the pectin into here, but we'll see what happens when it cools off. You can always use it as a glaze if it's too thin. All right? It's PA Figs. My mouth's on fire. Have a good night.